dog, a little bit of chocolate. When I went there, I asked him if it was pork or whatever. I was like, oh, is this pork? And she was like, oh no, they're all beef. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I was like, okay, I'll take like the number 2, whatever. And she was like, oh no, like only the number 11 is beef. The everything else is like mixed meats and stuff. And I was like, is it like mixed with pork and all that stuff? And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh damn. So I ended up only getting like the mozzarella or whatever. Which is still good too. It's not as good as the other Korean corn dog place, because there's the other. This is just the one that like that's at my work or whatever. The other ones are like, it's like 20 minutes from where I live. So fucking good. It's so good. This one was, it was like okay. Like the other one's good, like 10 out of 10. And then on top of that, I was able to get a hot dog too, because it's like beef. And this one was only mozzarella, which I kind of wanted some like substance to that. So this one would be like, to be honest, a 6. I wish I kind of didn't buy it. And then for the price too. The other one's cheaper. So yeah. But the, what's it, 10? Okay. I had got yeah, so today's the 10th. I ended up getting my temporary license card, or my agent card or whatever, which is super cool. Really excited about that. I applied to like basically all the jobs that were available. You know, hurry up, get into something, make a little extra monies or whatever. So I'm just waiting to hear back from everybody that I applied to, now that I do have my card or whatever. But yeah, so I got that, and I applied to some like other little stuff too, but I haven't really like heard back or whatever. You're just like hiring other people. Bitch, what the fuck is he talking about? But yeah, and then if I don't hear anything from by like Monday, Tuesday, I'm off Wednesday, so I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go to all the different places. I'm just gonna be like, it's a paper application, I wanna apply, have a card, blah 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 blah, do that. I was finally able to fucking figure out for my fucking card, because apparently when they fucking called me, which is like all the way on like November 16th or whatever, they were all like, okay, we can ship them or you can come pick them up. I said, okay, if I ship them, how long it's gonna be? They said 8 business days. So I was like, okay, cool. not a problem. Just ship them or whatever. And she was like, okay, we'll just go ahead and ship those for you. I was like, did you need anything else? And she was like, no. And I was like, you don't need my address or anything? She was like, no, we have it on file. I was like, okay, cool. So I called there like a couple days ago. I was like, my shit still hasn't come in the fucking mail. I need to like register with the DMV or whatever. And they're all like, oh, like, it's still here at the front desk. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean it's still here at the fucking front desk? She's like, yeah, but we can still like ship it to you if you want. And I'm like, no, that's not gonna help me whatsoever. You guys are obviously fucking retarded. So yeah, I have to like go fucking pick them up. So I went yesterday after work, and I was driving for 3 hours straight, because it's all the way the fuck across, and then to get anywhere like to like my side or whatever, the only way to get there is by like the freeway, like the fastest way. It said on Google Maps it was gonna take like an hour. Same thing with any streets or whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever, like, let me just, I don't know, like, try to fucking get out of here. But I'm not gonna take the freeway or whatever, because that's just, like, long as fuck. So I was like, okay, let me just take this street all the way down. All the streets, they kept, like, splitting up or going into, like, one lane, or they just straight up ended, and then it would go to the left or some shit. Like, it was fucking confusing. I was like, what the fuck? Like, where even am I right now? Like, I don't fucking get it. And then, so I kept like missing everything and stuff, because like the fucking shit is like fucking confusing. So I kept having to like drive and then just be like, oh, is this that, that's that, and then I would drive past it and be like, okay, that's that, okay, now I have to turn back around, go into this place, come out, go right back where I was, turn. Like, it was just doing absolutely, like, way too fucking much. And I had to fucking do that, like, that entire fucking time. I was like, okay, whatever. And then I had to, like, go fucking pee. So I had to stop over for a little bit. I'm back at the fucking strip where I don't want to fucking be. That's, like, the whole entire thing I was supposed to avoid. But once I took that street down and the other street down, the other fucking street stopped at the fucking strip. Like, it was no longer there. Like, it literally went like this. Like, I was going straight, and then it, like, went like this. And I was hella confused. I was like, where are the fucking cars? You know? Like, where are the fucking cars that are supposed to be ahead of me? Because I can't really, like, tell that it's a sidewalk or whatever. Because it's all, like, just dirt and shit. And so I realized at the very last minute that it was, like, fucking, like, going... It was going like that or whatever. And I was like, oh shit. Oh shit, I fucking, you know, did my little turn or whatever. Thank goodness I didn't do it when the other cars were, like, there, because I was about to, like, that would have been bad. But anyways, so I had to turn it to there. Couldn't figure out where I was, so I stopped over. I had to go pee super bad. The fucking place I went to, they don't have a fucking bathroom. I'm like, okay, great. Do you know where a fucking bathroom is? They're like, oh, I don't know, like maybe Subway or something. And then I was like, okay, cool. There's a McDonald's across the street. So I went to the McDonald's. Literally everybody in there was just staring at me. And so that was like super uncomfortable. Like super uncomfortable. Like they were just like looking at me, and I was just like, what the fuck? Thank goodness the worker guy, he had to like type it in like manually, and he did the guys first, because there's this other guy that had to like use the bathroom too, and so he did his first before he did mine. So I was like, okay, cool, thank goodness. And yeah, so I went to the bathroom or whatever, and everything was like super dirty and stuff, but I had to use the bathroom. And so as soon as I got out or whatever, they were still staring at me. So I was like, okay, this is really weird. So I ran out. Like, I just straight up just like ran or whatever, because I was like, well, they're not gonna chase after me if they think I'm a fucking weirdo or some shit, like I'm high or whatever. So I just like ran all the way to my car, got in my car, got up out of there, had to take some more twists and turns and stuff, and then finally everything started to look familiar, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm like almost home, thank goodness, or whatever. And then earlier that day, I like fucking yeah, I almost got hit by a car, cause I don't know why, but like I guess I was just super fucking tired. But I was like waiting at the light to make the right or whatever, but it was on red. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll just wait for the green or whatever. But then like the car behind me just kept like inching up, like I don't know if he was trying to tell me to go or whatever. But it's like a huge blind spot. I couldn't see from the cars going this way or whatever. So that's why I was like, oh, I'll just wait for the red light or whatever, or the green light or whatever. The car kept on like inching and inching and inching. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just fucking go. And as soon as I went, I just hear like honking or whatever, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Because I was like speeding. Like by the time I got to like the little thing, as soon as I turned the corner, I was already at like 30 miles per hour. And there was like this lady in the truck or whatever, and she's all like like in her fucking car and shit. I'm just like, damn, it's supposed to be a 35, so you know. So never doing that again. I don't care how much people pressure me, honk their fucking horns at me and all that shit. I'm just gonna wait for the fucking green like I've always have. There's some streets where you can just see the traffic clearly and all that stuff, and that's totally cool. I'll just go, you know, behind the line and then go. If it's all red, but I can see everything or whatever. But sometimes, bro, like, it's like you can't fucking see all the way up out there. Like, and I'm not, and I don't really have like that much like depth of my car, like how big my front part is, because there'll be a lot of fucking times where I'm fucking driving and then people's like cars are like halfway out onto the fucking road, and I have to like are fucking around them and shit because they have no depth of their car either. I'd really prefer not to like make someone like fucking crash, you know, and like freak out like those cars do to me when they're halfway out in the fucking road, and everybody that's coming across has to go like this, like around them, like into the other lane or whatever. So that's why I'm just like, okay, not gonna listen to anybody, just gonna go when I feel safe, and if it's green, I'm 100% safe to go. So that's that. But yeah, I was driving around for like 3 hours, and everyone's all texting me, oh, can you take me here, can you take me here, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I can't, like, I'm fucking exhausted. You should have said something before I fucking left. I should have fucking said something, because if you would have told me earlier while I was on that fucking side, I could have fucking did all that shit. But nobody likes to tell me anything about that. So that was like really fucking frustrating. I was like, okay, whatever. Boom. For the most part, though, I guess I'm chilling. You know? I gotta work in 5 minutes. did go to the gym though, so that was fun. My legs were feeling a little bit weird for a second there, but they've like calmed down, so